Welcome to the Fertitta Center. I'm Mana Gupta here on the floor as the number 4 Houston Cougars men's basketball team looks to continue their winning ways. UH is 17-2 coming into this game, 4-2 in the Big 12. They won 3 straight Big 12 games coming in, including a win over number 21 BYU on the road. Their first road win. UH has a challenging game against Kansas State, who are 15-4. We're also 4-2 in the Big 12, but this is a very challenging team. They have a big 3 of great elite scorers, and it's going to be a tough game. Coach Sampson is talking about how the Big 12 is pretty much like an NCAA tournament. Every team is really good. Head coach Jerome Tang and the Kansas State Wildcats made it into the Elite 8 last year. They're a tough team, and UH is trying to win their 17th straight game at Fertitta Center, which would be 4th best in the country. They're the best in the Big 12 and 2nd best record. They're led by LJ Cryer, who had 23 points last game out, and Jamal Shedd, Big 12 Player of the Week, who's been great for UH as well. Let's see what the Cougars can do this afternoon. So this was my experience covering the Cougars against Kansas State last weekend for the Daily Cougar, which is the student newspaper, and it was a great game to go to. I thought it was a close game where it would be tight and it would come down to the wire, but it wasn't really that. It was great to see Corey Jolks, Houston Astros left fielder, and UH baseball alum do the Who's House chant. This team was on fire throughout the whole game. Fertitta Center was going crazy, blackout day. LJ Cryer hits the 3, and UH was just winning the entire way. They were nothing was going to stop them in that game. And Houston ended up dominating this game. 74-52 was the final. And it was a great game to go to, a Big 12 game on ESPN. Houston made a statement, of course. Then a couple days later, they beat Texas in overtime, and now they're going to be facing Kansas State. Head coach Jerome Tang for the State Wildcats made a great point about how he thought that was the best defense he's ever seen by a team. That was quite the compliment to receive. Coach, the defense had 18 turnovers and 11 steals today. What did you think of the performance of that, and then also against their top 3 players, and I think Kaluma, Perry, and Carter?
You know, those guys are really good players, and they were part of our scout report. And that's just who we are. So we try to do that every game. I mean, we talk about it every game. The word we use, Manav, is disruption. You know, there's 3 areas that we feel like we have to, not necessarily goals, but I go over it before and after games, is unscripted points. And that's points off turnovers, second chance points, and fast break points. But to do that, you've got to, in the words of Mr. John Woodley, Ned Sampson, you've got to hustle. That's an important word. You gotta hustle. Well, there was only one way to go when he got here. He didn't have an offensive game. But I loved the way he played. I thought he fit us perfectly. We recruit guys that fit us, not you, us. That's really important. So we have a culture here. We have a way of playing. J1 was about 6'6", 7'2", 7'3" wingspan, big heart, and a high basketball IQ. Those guys get better. You know, there's a lot of guys that, it's hard for low IQ kids to get better, not in basketball. You know, and I've had some kids that were 4.0 students that would have to study to pass a blood test in basketball. You know, just not very smart. But now J1 is smart both ways. He's smart academically, and he's off the charts IQ. But that's part of our evaluation. And don't ever confuse recruiting with evaluation. They're 2 different animals. We don't go recruit, we evaluate. Then we choose who we want to go recruit. And some kids that we're recruiting and evaluating, the more we see them, the more we say, nope, not a good fit here. But he'll be a good fit somewhere and be a good player somewhere. He's just not a good fit here. And we don't miss on those kids.
J1, you had a really big dunk in the second half, and the crowd was really just pretty loud today. What were your thoughts on playing in this, kind of environment in front of a packed crowd here today?
I just think we got the best fans in the world too, and they support us, and it kind of gets us going too. Gives us a lot of confidence in our teammates. And when we make a big play, just fuels the crowd, and I think it just brings us closer and let us know that we're not by ourselves. We got people that's uplifting us. Even when something goes wrong, they still clap for us. So we definitely appreciate that. And like I said, I feel like we do have the best fans in the world, best student section, everything.
We just got back from playing. We've been in Ames, Iowa. Incredible home court advantage for them. Fort Worth, TCU's gym, unbelievable student presence. Hard to play in that gym. Provo, Utah. I mean, it's hard to win on the road in this league. Sometimes you can play well, and just what the fan bases do for their home team. These environments are unbelievable. That's one of the great things about the NCAA tournament. None of those are road games. But I'm really, really proud of our fans. They've been here all year. And everybody wants to think about the way it was in the past. We're not in the past anymore. We're comparing it to that. That has nothing to do with it. We've shown up every night. Cynical people are always looking for something wrong, right? I feel sorry for them. That's probably cynical in life too. But if you write about our fan base, talk about how great they are. Some people, we can have 7,200 people at the gym. We have 50 seats. Well, we didn't have a full house. Hold up. What's your point? Our fans are awesome, and I appreciate it. We can't do what we do without our fans, and neither can these teams at the gyms we're playing. Iowa State's fans make their team better. TCU fans, Saturday afternoon in Fort Worth, that place was electric. I wish some of you could have gone to Provo, Utah, and have to see what we had to go through that night to get that W. And look what Tang had to play in front of today. Look what Grant and Tech had to play in front of. Look at UCF. It's every game. That's why this place is a tough place to play. And I get that we're good, but we're a lot better when our fans are with us. And I really appreciate them for that.
There's time for a couple more. Chris, go ahead.
Kelvin, are you seeing Damian settle in now into that role? Second straight game where he seems really comfortable coming off the bench.
No, I think it's more than second straight. He's had a lot of games more than that. That's what you're looking at. His defense is getting better. I don't evaluate our guys based on if they're scoring points. That doesn't mean that you didn't play good. Emmanuel couldn't throw it in the ocean standing on shore the other night and had 9 rebounds. He impacted winning. My thing with these kids is you got to find a way to impact winning. You don't have to always score points. I didn't look at the stat sheet. What was LJ tonight? LJ was 3 for 11, 1 for 6. Emmanuel was 3 for 15, 2 for 8. We held that team to 52 points. The cynical people will look and say, well, this guy didn't do that. We can't make free throws. We can't do this. We can't do that. And you're probably right. You're probably right. But we can guard. And last time I checked, the team with the most points wins games. We defend, we rebound, and don't overlook how we take care of the ball. That's not an accident. Now, Damian, if I was his first grade school teacher, I would have pulled his earlobe and made him sit down because he had 3 just dumb turnovers. He's still learning that that's not okay. Turnovers are based on decisions. Make the right decision. So, it's more. But you're right, Chris. He's getting more comfortable.